Hi guys, Hylas here, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you can hear my dehumidifier, I'm so sorry, but we gotta deal with what we gotta deal with. So, I was trying to film a video reading my TBR and I was getting into a reading slump, and my For You page on TikTok has been all about fantasy books, and I'm in the middle of the Acotar series. I haven't read this book. And I didn't finish the blue one, but my friend Sophia, who's probably watching this video, thank you Sophia so much for telling me this. She told me that I didn't have to read the novella to actually understand the story, and I was getting so bored of it. I read it like 2 years ago. I read off of it. I don't want to do it anymore, so I am going to read A Court of Silver Flames. From what I know about the other books, Nesta is my favorite character. Now, will she live up to it? I don't know. I have started this book maybe a year, no, not last year, in 2024. I started listening to the audiobook of this book. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I don't know. I also wasn't in the right place mentally, so now that my For You page is all about Actor 6 and 7, I feel inspired to read this book, and also because me and Sophia, we are going to read Throne of Glass. We need to buddy read that thing because it's gotta be insane and we have to read it together. What I know about this book is that the beginning, and from what I remember, this video is probably gonna have spoilers, so this is the middle of a series, guys. If you don't wanna hear spoilers, I have so many videos on my channel without spoilers, but this one needs to have a trigger warning. Spoilers, okay? So from what I remembered from the beginning of this book, Nesta is going to be with a few men, if I'm not mistaken, not sure. But what happened? The war, and then it was crazy, and then I remember that they went into the solstice thing in the blue book. That was like their Christmas. And now I don't know, because we're going to get into Nesta, and Nesta had some things happening to her, but I don't have the details in my head. Maybe I need to go and watch like 2 or 3 videos to remind me, because since reading Acotar, the 3 books, I've read probably 100 books, so I don't promise that everything is gonna be in my mind, because also my favorite book until now was the green one. Don't ask me the name of it. It was the green one. Yeah, the other ones weren't. I think the first one is pretty campy. Now that I look back, I feel campy about it. But yeah, I don't remember absolutely everything. I know something traumatic happened to Nesta in the pink one. So now we're kind of getting into it. I don't know. I love her a lot. So I need to get into it. Chapter 12 is so far my favorite. I love the banter. It's perfect. And I think they're perfect for each other, so I'm loving it. But I'm scared because we have all of this to go. It's just scary. I love Red Bull too much. I don't know how many pages in. Gotta check that out. Currently on page 144. I don't know how to feel But I was kind of getting into a reading slump before starting this book, and overall I think it's helping that I'm reading and listening to it. There's a feeling that I've had with this series since the beginning where I can simply connect with the characters. I loved Nesta in the other books, but here, and this one is even harder because it's in third person, and I usually love third person, I don't mind that at all, but I don't think her feelings are there. And we're tiptoeing around reality, so it's quite hard for me to get into it. But as I said, I loved chapter 12. It was great, and I think we are starting to get more of that I was just claiming that I don't have. But today I want to get a pretty big chunk of it done. And by pretty big, I mean like more 100 pages or so. Like when I'm listening to an audiobook, I listen to it at 1.3 because I need I need to comprehend what's happening. I don't know how you guys do it at like 1.5 for me is just too fast. I don't know how you guys do it. I can do that. So today I'm going to focus the whole afternoon to reading this book. Tomorrow I can read. Actually, tomorrow I could read a little bit, but I have a lot of uni work to do. So I'd rather focus on reading today. And I'm also excited to read more books. Like as I said, I was starting to get into this reading slump, and now I have the urge to pick up like other books. And specifically because this year I really want to do a TBR takedown. I have around maybe 30 books on my TBR that I need to get over with, okay? I don't want to be leaving any books behind, and the ones that I leave behind, I'll probably just sell them. Because there are some books here that I've tried to read 3 or 4 times and I just simply couldn't get into it, and maybe it's because they're not for me. And it's not because everybody else loves them that I need to love them, okay? I need to accept that. So yeah, I'm going to have my favorite Red Bull, this one, and I'll be reading. This book, it's outstanding humor, because I wanna read you this. It's not very spoilery because it's not gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna read you something. So Cassian asked, how's the library? And Nesta went like, nothing tried to hit me today, so it was fine. And then he was like, something tried to hit you on another day? And even though it wasn't the funniest thing in the world, it was pretty funny and I laughed. I love, like I need to mention this, I love the house. The house is just giving her books and dinner and baths and making her... You know when she said, this house might be my only friend? It's acting like a good friend, so... Kinda scared that the house might be something bad, but hopefully not. Remember when I said I wasn't connected? I was lying. I was fucking lying. Please never listen to me again. I'm very connected right now. Nesta is my baby. And I just needed to read like 40 more pages and I would be connected. I think the problem was me. It was definitely my problem. But I'm so happy. I'm giggling so much. Wow. I'm doing too many of these little videos, but great social critique on how women are seen in our society. And in theirs, but specifically in ours. I like it. guys, update time. I'm on page 360 and it's so great now. I'm genuinely loving this. And there's an animal. Okay, he's not gonna shut up, so it's okay. We are one with the nature. What I wanted to say though, this is so exciting, but I think I gotta go back a bit in the story to tell you what has been happening. So as you know, Nesta is living in this house in Valaris, and right now she was asked to find a mask and two other things. Let me remember. Don't remember what the it's three things. One of them is a mask, and I know it's a mask because of this. They've mentioned it like 3 times and I don't remember. Well, she has to find these 3 things, and she has to go to a certain place where it's like very weird and people don't know much of what's happening there. And now she's there with Az and Cassian, so that's where we are at. I'm really happy with the story, how the story is evolving. I'm having so much fun, which is insane. Never thought I'd say this because it took me 2 years to pick this book up, and I'm loving it. And that's what I think about a lot, is that how many books in my TBR there are there and have been for years that I'm just gonna love so much when I read. And that's the joy of reading and living and everything. So yeah, that's my update for now because the train is here. Small little update. I'm on part 3, chapter 51. I haven't started it yet, but just so you know, I am considering giving this book 4.5 stars, which is very good. But I don't know, maybe I'll just settle for a 4. But we'll see. I haven't reached the end, so I don't know. But what I have to say is, I love Nesta, and you all already knew about that. But I really think Nesta is the best made character in the series. I think she has like a certain depthness to her that I love, and like her struggles are just so human, and I could like literally I feel the most empathy for her, like out of everyone in the series. So that goes to her, my girl Nesta. She did something, like I don't want this video to be over spoilery, but she did something to her sister, which her sister sees as something good, but everybody else sees it as something bad. And I still don't know how that is gonna go, because after doing that, she just went away with Cassian, and they just have been away. And then she had a breakdown, and I think like I was reading that breakdown on the train, and girl, I was holding my tears because I couldn't cry on the train. Everybody was looking at me, so I was holding my tears. And that just goes to show that this is the best book in this series. And I don't think any other story will compare to this one, even though I'm really, really excited for Asriel's story, book, whatever. We still don't know. But I think the story is very well conceived. I think it's well structured. I genuinely am enjoying myself so much. I think also the writing got better because it's written in 3rd person, and I'm really liking that. It's not a perfect 3rd person, but it's one that I love, and I really don't mind books in 3rd person, so just so you know. But yeah, I think updates are just that. I'm really tired of Hamren. Don't know why. She's giving me weird vibes. But I think we're pretty much getting to the end of this book, and I'm curious to know how this ends. And like, I don't think it's gonna be a cliffhanger or anything like it, but it's gonna be a suspense in some kind of way, because the next book has gotta be about the war, because they are preparing for the war. And I'm excited to see Nesta in that, but I need to finish this book to actually get that. I really like girlhood in this book. Like, how do I say this? Like, making friendships after you become an adult. It's kind of hard making friends in adult life that don't know me since I was like 16 years old. It's gonna be hard. And I think this book depicts that. In a way, it was kind of easy, but I think it took more time, the convincing of doing the training Gwyn and the other girls are doing. I really like that. Like girlhood and womanhood even. You know, women standing for themselves. I love that. And I don't think this book is only about that, but it was nice. And to be honest, I do not understand most of the criticism of this book, but I haven't seen that much, so after I finish it, I will search for opinions. But like, this is my own. I'm liking it a lot. I also think I'm reading this book at the right time. So that's what I have to say for now. Today's a no reading day because I have a lot of things to work on. But I just got book mail. I bought these books yesterday and they just arrived here today. And this is so good. And I thought I could include this because obviously we have a pattern here. I got In Our Own League, which I already started on my Kindle. I'm on chapter 10, which I think I'm just gonna start from the beginning and annotate everything because I love that world. And then I got The Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. The Assassin's Blade was €8 and a few cents, and this one was $9.41, I think. So they had 30% discount, so I bought them. And now I want to do the full collection of Throne of Glass because it's what I'm gonna read next with Sophia. We are going to buddy read Throne of Glass. At least we hope so. We hope we can make it, and we will. That's it. I lied. I found time to read today. So here we are. We have this left, which it's like the length of a book on itself, so let's go get through with it. Nessa might be the most emotional, the less emotional, intelligent character in the series, but I kind of like it. I don't mind that at all. I think it's great to differentiate characters, and you know, she's growing. I don't want to say that, but I feel like she's growing, even mentally. Okay guys, hello. I am on chapter, not this one, I finished this one because I'm reading it on my Kindle. I'm currently on chapter 58. No, 59, I think. Definitely 59. And if you don't know where that is, I am at the... okay. I am at the part where they are having a ball. Yeah, and my book is sticky for no reason at all. Let's ignore that. Okay. So... let me lower this. I'm on the part of the ball where she's dancing with somebody else that I'm not gonna spoil it to you. And the book is getting boring right now. I paused reading because my most anticipated read of the year came out and I read that, and now I'm back. And like, I was back in the first 2 chapters that I read, or 3, and now I just feel bored.
And that could be a me problem, and that is so fine. But I don't know. I think I need to read more to just see how I feel about it. Because now, like, at the beginning was like 4.5 stars. Now it's 4, maybe 3.75, but I don't do that. I don't do the 7.5, so it's gonna be a 4. But I don't know. We will have to finish to know. But yeah, I think I'll give you like storyline and writing wise opinions more towards the end, because now I still have like 300 pages to go because that book is massive.
Hello, everyone. I don't even know what to say. I finished A Court of Silver Flames, and I need an applause because this is a 800-page book. How many pages? I'm sorry. I gotta check. I just gotta check that thing out. 757. Okay. A Court of Silver Flames. A bit disappointed. We will get there, but I think I've said it here, but I really thought this book was going to be like 4.5 stars for me. And that was me being naive because the other books were never like that for me. So I maybe was asking too much from them. Maybe. But I think I'm gonna settle on giving this baby a 3.5 stars. Why? Let's go why. First, I want to talk about the great things about this book, and then I'll tell you what I didn't like. So, what I liked a lot about this book is something I also don't like dealing with in my life, but we all have to do it, and it's the having to deal with change. Dealing with change is like the worst thing ever, but it's so good. But it's so good in the end. But during it, it's very painful. And I think this book does it very well. I think it's very well done. Like that pain. I don't even know if you can call it pain alone, but like it's this feeling of strangeness in your own body that like you cannot do it. You cannot understand it. I cannot understand it. It's very weird in our bodies. But I think this book does it perfectly. Also, we gotta say it. Depression representation in this book is great. It's very great. And like when we think about fantasy books, we think like fairies and this and that, and we don't, at least I don't. Because I'm not the biggest fantasy reader. I've read some fantasies, but not like a lot to tell you this. But I really like this mental health representation. I'm holding it with my shoulder. This mental health representation, it was great. And I'm really thankful that a lot of people have read this book, and I know that a lot of people have felt a little bit better, felt like they had someone to relate to, and that is amazing. I think Nesta is the best character in the whole series, at least until now. I think she's well developed. She has great personality, and she has the most real struggles. That is it for me. What else? I had something else to say. Forgot. Okay. What I also liked about this book, I liked Gwyn and Emery. I really liked that plot line, but there's something I didn't like about the storyline there, because it was repetitive. There were points in the book that the chapters were starting in the same exact ambient and scenery, and the things they were doing weren't exactly the same, but they didn't bring anything new. So that was something I didn't like. The repetition of these things kind of bored me at points, even though I was really interested in the Valkyries, and I was really happy when they got to be in the book and everything. That was really cool. What I also liked was Cassian. I think my favorite boy is still Asriel, but I really like to know Cassian. I don't know, this book is so long that you have time to develop all of them very well. So, yeah. It's actually very hard for me to not spoil the book to you guys. Now, the things that I didn't like. One of them that I didn't like was how insane the inner circle of Nesta reacted to her actions. Because she had the rights to be reacting like that. Like, that I'm not there, I understand her deeply, and I understand why she did what she had to do and why she acted the way she acted, because, girl, that's the most powerful thing in your world. It's inside of her. What do you think? How were you going to react if that happened to you? Exactly. I also, what I didn't like more, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the ending. It's not the crazy thing that happens. It's not that. But, and maybe I got this wrong and it's just my brain mixing all the things up, but I think she had come to a place where she was okay with what she was, and now having to give it up feels strange. I hope this is talked more in some other book. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I didn't feel like that was a happy ending for me. If I was in that place, you know what I mean? Okay, I hope you know what you mean. I hope you know what I mean. But yeah, this book is so long, and I've had many opinions. I think I've said them throughout the video. But yeah, I'm gonna settle on a 3.5 star rating, and I'm trying to see if I remember some other things. I don't know, I think there was definitely points where the story was just slowing down and I was not into it at all, and then there were points where I was completely there with them. I think until 60% of the book I was completely in, and then it lost me. And I could never really get back into it until that scene in chapter 70 something. You know what I'm talking about. That one moment. Because there, like, I could feel it. I could feel everything. And like the right and everything, I was really confused. And yeah, didn't like it too much. But yeah, guys, I don't think I have anything else to say, at least for now. I don't know, because I want to talk about the future of this series, but I don't even know what's going to happen, because right now I really have no idea who Asriel is going to end up with. I have no idea. I don't think anyone has any idea, but yeah. So I don't know what to expect. I have zero expectations for the next book. Actually, no, I have one. War. I have the expectation of war for the next one, because obviously this is absolutely what is going to happen. At least that's what she makes it look like here. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I don't have anything else to say. So, we've read A Court of Silver Flames. We're done with this series for now. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe, and I'll probably see you next week. Bye bye!